Witch could it be? We're hoping for the Night Witch. Comment down below. Magical chest, legendary. Welcome back, guys. We are here with a batch draft challenge and a gemming spree video today. It is a smaller gem spree, just like the one last video. I'm going to try to do as many as I can for you, the fans. And I tallied it up. This is going to be my $200th spent on the account for YouTube so far. So I'm hoping you guys are enjoying the content, liking the gemming, and all the tips I've been giving. So we're here with Nick the Boss today.
What's up, guys?
And basically we're going to be gemming. We're going to be opening up a legendary chest, hopping back into the batch draft challenge, teaching you guys about it, how to win, lots of helpful tips, and we might even open up a couple of giant chests to see how many bats we could get. So right off the bat, get it? Bat. Yeah, so we're going to open up this legendary chest. Comment down below what you think it's going to be. I'm not going to leave you in too much suspense because a bat draft challenge is going to take a while and I don't want to keep this video dragging on. So I'm going to say Night Witch. That's what I'm hoping for. It's what I want. If I don't get a Night Witch, I'd love a Llama Hound because I use it in like 4 of my decks and that would get it to level 3. I'll take a Bandit to level 2. I'll take that. That would join my Inferno Dragon and Miner as my level 3 legendary. So here we go, guys. 500 gems down the drain. There it is, the legendary card spinning around. Oh, Miner.
That was a waste.
It was a waste. But it's right, because my Sika has an Inferno Dragon that's 2 out of 10. That's when you know that he gets the Inferno Dragon every time. So, gotta feel bad. But, that's right, because we might open up some other chests along the video. But we're gonna hop back into this draft challenge. I went 7-2, my first attempt, and I have not unlocked the bats yet. But we're gonna get into it and try to teach you guys a little bit about certain tactics in any draft challenge. So, you're always gonna want to avoid cards like the Mirror, Clone, Freeze, stuff like that. You're always gonna want to grab a kill card like this Balloon, and once you have that, a secondary kill card is good, like the Elite Barbarians, Balloon E-Barbs, and I'm gonna take Zap just to balance out my deck because I'll give him that rocket to counter my Balloon any day. 6 or 5, he'll have to, he'll end up losing elixir on it.
On a side note, I've been seeing E-Barbs a lot in the draft challenge. Almost every battle E-Barbs has popped up.
So I'm gonna drop him E-Barbarians as soon as he drops that giant to make sure he's down elixir, hovering my Zap for his counter. There's not gonna be a counter except those Fire Spirits, which aren't gonna really do much. So that E-Barb's gonna get like 2 shots off. And he wasted just as much elixir as I did. And I'm going to use these bats to clean up very nicely, or not, on this giant. And I'm going to use a musketeer to deal with this wizard as my archers take out the back end of the giant.
That didn't work.
Yeah, it really didn't work. The musketeer, I thought was going to target the wizard. But what I'll do here is I have a balloon that he does not know about. However, he did give me the graveyard, which makes me think he must have minions or a strong counter. And now it is apparent that I am glad that I kept these archers because we would have been in trouble if we didn't have those archers. So as that battle ram locks on, I'm going to drop Elite Barbs on defense. And I will drop some archers back here just in case he has any surprise counters that he has not showed yet. So there's a rocket. He's going to only hit one. He's going to miss both E-Barbs, guys.
Tower.
And that's value. And that's tower. So up 1-0, we got a little bit lucky on that. He's down 6 elixir. And now's the time where you take advantage of people, especially in a draft challenge. Your opponents are not always going to have 2 strong counters like I do to most cards in my deck. I'm going to go Balloon, Graveyard. And this is just going to be extremely strong, especially since I'm going to back it up with some bats over here. Yeah, it looks like he gave up because that's going to be tower. And with these bats and this pretty much a skeleton army from that graveyard on the King Tower, I throw Dark Goblin in there. And that's going to be a good game. So it looks like a good start to the video, but we don't want to jinx anything because, I mean, I should have been 9-2 last draft challenge, but I guess I could show you a replay. Let's see if I can find it. It was in, let's see if it's not my deck. Alright, not that one. So it's gonna be, let's see, it would be this deck because that's not the one I drafted, and then this one, 1 to 2. Alright, so I'm gonna show you guys this replay because this is a deck that I was given in the draft challenge, and it was an extremely close match, and I lost in the final seconds. So my reasoning for picking Executioner and Musketeer was because you always want a strong air targeting sniper like Musketeer is the best example, and a good splash damage unit like the Executioner. After that, as long as your opponent can give you a tank, you can pretty much win every draft challenge. It's about knowing your opponent's cards, and the draft challenge is almost all about card rotation. So you see, I dropped my Expo there because I know he didn't have his Furnace to counter, and his Goblin Barrel had just been used, so I had a major advantage right there. But he's going to take out my left tower with a Goblin Barrel, because I was losing connection crazy on this battle. It was ridiculous. But this is a battle I had a poison, which is going to be one of the few times I'll ever have a poison, because I don't use it. However, I did have a Royal Giant, which I placed in there, which is going to do some crazy damage on that base. And I'll even drop a poison, which is able to hit those archers and that furnace, and that's going to bring that tower down very low. Now he has only 1,000 left, and there's the Goblin Barrel with the pre-fire arrows. I ignore Goblin Barrel. No, I don't ignore Goblin Barrel. See, I forget how bad of Wi-Fi I had. I drop my skeletons. I'm losing connection. You can see I'm just sitting at 10 elixir. I should have destroyed this guy, but I was losing so much connection here. I had to drop an Executioner on a Prince, which happened to distract him, and then I dropped an Expo, which really didn't do anything. And now he had a Princess coming in, so I had to counter that. My Executioner got rid of most of his Goblin Barrel. But now he arrows my tower down to 255, and drops a Princess, and all I need to do is poison. But unfortunately, this poison is just not going to take it out. Ready for this, guys? Down to 35 health. So now I'm really mad because he drops a Goblin Barrel. I'll drop a Dark Goblin, 43 health, and then that Goblin with half a hit point left got a shot on the tower and I lost. So that brought me to 1-1, and then if that had won, I would have been 2-0, and then I would have won other battles, and I would have been up at 9-2 instead of 8 wins before I lost. But I lost connection crazily in that battle, and I hope not to do that today because I am on some solid Wi-Fi. Hopefully. Alright, we'll get into the second match here. So Nick, any suggestions on the draft challenge that I may not know about that you want to give some tips on?
Try to build half of a really good deck. Like, since you only get to choose 4 cards, know what common cards are going to appear in the draft challenge, like Executioner, E-Barbs, like, kind of expect what the other person's going to have and what they give you, because cards are direct counters to other cards. Like, since he gave you E-Wiz, that means he might have something, not really good example, but
I gave myself an E-Wiz.
Oh, okay.
Because I had taken the Inferno Tower initially, and I didn't want to give him a direct counter to that. I'm actually going to log away most of this push. I'm going to Electro Wizard these bats and try to limit that hog to 2 hits. So he will only get 2 hits. And I'll drop a Dark Goblin and Ice Spirit to deal with this Goblin Barrel. And the Executioner actually shoots backwards and is able to take out one of those goblins. So, yeah. So we're at 14-13 health. A bit of a lead here. In this deck, we do not have a kill card. We do not have a tank. We are extremely limited, so I'm going to have to keep doing small pushes like the Miner and Goblin Gang. Pushes that I'm not really used to. I'm more of a heavy push kind of beat down deck player. But it's good because I do have the Inferno Tower, and I am going to be able to stop certain pushes like the Hog Rider, and I have a Log, which is the direct counter to the Goblin Barrel. So we should be able to defend nicely in this match, and I'm just going to have to keep putting the pressure on with small pushes like the Dark Goblin and the Miner. You can see this Dark Goblin got rid of that entire small load of goblins with help from that Ice Spirit, and 2 shots on the tower. So look at this. A great cycle deck, which, like I just said, it's not my forte, but draft challenges really force you to learn everything. So, some bad luck on that Executioner placement, but we do have the tower down to 468, and I'm expecting the Hog, so I have the Inferno ready. There's the Hog. The Inferno's going to lock on, and since I gave myself the E-Wiz, he does not have a direct counter. He's going to zap it, but not for long. The Hog Rider won't get a single shot, and I'm going to start my Dark Goblin over here with a way too early of a... Oh, no, we got lucky to stop the log. Stop the goblin barrel. So he dropped goblins to defend the dark goblin.
If this guy was a smart player, he would change up his throw of the goblin barrel, because you can pre-fire where it's going to go every time. So if this guy was a smart player, he would change where it is, either go deep or go short or go wide. But either way, he needs to change it up, or else you're just going to keep getting those one-hit trades. And he does it again.
And honestly, here comes a really late log on my part. But it does help me to log away the executioner. And based on his approach of not going for this right tower anymore, I'm assuming he has a heavy spell that he has not shown yet. I'm going to take his right tower, but 254, he just attempted to go for my left arena tower. So 4 seconds left, 3, 2, alright, so he does have a rocket, but it is good because now we have a minute left and we're actually going to attempt to build up a semi-large push here. I try bringing the miner a little late. Here comes the goblin barrel. I don't have anything for that goblin barrel, but I do have a nice push going here in the left lane. I'm going to leave the hog rider alone, and that's going to be the game in overtime. So, something I must have mentioned before, but draft challenges matchups are based against people who have the same amount of wins as you. So right now I'm going to play someone who has 3 wins. They could be 3 and 2. They could someone 2 wins, since I also have 2 wins. They could be 2 and 2, or they could be 2 and 0. It does not matter how many losses there is, because if I get to 11 and 2, I could play someone who's 11 and 0, and it would be okay for them to lose, but not for me. So I think they should make it more someone who has the same wins and losses as you to make a bit of a more fair matchup. What we have, 1933. Should we go for a giant chest? In the update, they actually buffed the giant chest. It's up to 53 rares now.
What was it, 50?
No, it was at 30 something.
30?
Yeah, they buffed the giant chest rares. They did lower the gold to under 1,000, making the chests to increase more as they go up. They have a sturdy amount of gold now, 1,100, 800, and the super magical chests hold 6,200. They hold a lot more gold, and they now hold 136 rares.
Oh, there's no range in the gold anymore, it's set.
Yes, but 6,200 gold is a lot more. It used to be like 2,200 to 2,400. So you still will get the same amount of gold in the game, but it is going to be spread out among your chests more. So I think we're going to open a giant chest right now for you guys. 4 cards inside. We get 800 gold, 62 Teslas, some guards, 150 fire spirits, and I'm going to say we'll take home some bomb towers. Oh, alright, 53 battle rams. I'll take that. Not a bad giant chest for us. So let's go over to the tournaments and challenges. 2-0. We're going to hop into another match, and we're going to see what we can pick here. So I'm going to take the cannon, because the bats are an extremely good counter, just like the executioners to that barbarian hunt. I'm going to take this giant, and I'm going to take the P.E.K.K.A. Alright, so we have an extremely heavy deck, averaging out at 5 elixir right now in the first 4 cards. We'll see. He give us fire spirits and a fireball, and the bats, which I'm very happy about, because they will be a nice counter to all this. So I'm going to fireball, hopefully try to hit the miner and those incoming troops. That was value. I was not able to hit the entire goblin, all those goblins, but the main idea of that push was for the miner tank, and I took that out early enough, which allowed my princess towers to finish it for us. So with a deck like this, I'm probably not going to use the giant and P.E.K.K.A. in the same push, because it's just too much elixir on tanks. Actually, one second, I want to see if this P.E.K.K.A. Okay, it can one-shot these barbs, that's great.
No, it doesn't.
Well, with the tower. Oh,
yeah.
Dang it. He has an Inferno Dragon. That's right, I'll take you out a little pretty quickly. This P.E.K.K.A. is going to one-shot another barb. And let's see if we can get a shot on the hut. He can, look at that, guys. Alright.
I think it's a she.
Yeah. The P.E.K.K.A. is a she, fun fact. So we're playing It Awesome from Math Lovers. I don't know if I would join a clan like that, guys. I'm just saying. Yeah. Alright, so they're going to take her tower down to 1532, and I'm not going to do anything about those archers because that executioner should get over there, right behind this ice golem, as soon as he kills the knight. And he actually would probably hit the archers if that knight would actually move a little slower, but he doesn't. So I'm gonna have to use a fireball, forcing that executioner to die. And with a minute 16, I'll drop a defensive cannon. See, I don't like defensive, so I went almost the entire first 2 minutes without playing one. I'm just kind of more of an aggressive player instead of passive. So I'll start a giant in the back. This cannon's going to help nicely with these barbarians. I'm going to split the executioner to the left to prevent any fireball value if you were to try and hit that cannon as well.
They have a poison.
They do have a poison. Also, yeah, that's why I forgot which card it was. So there's the poison. I'm going to drop the P.E.K.K.A back here. Wait for this poison to finish. There it is. I'm going to bat, fire spirit, fireball, ice golem. I'm just chucking everything in here right now. We've got bats on there. We've got an ice golem executioner push. And with these bar putts, we just can't seem to get to their tower. 2305, but there's the poison. Right now I'm going to go P.E.K.K.A, executioner. P.E.K.K.A should take out those archers. But here's the Inferno Dragon. I'm really hoping that P.E.K.K.A could maybe get to the tower, but the Inferno Dragon is just really hindering our ability to get any sort of damage done over there. But this is actually the first sign of good news. We almost even out the score there with some damage by the executioner. That ice golem's not gonna. I forgot he's not gonna try to attack that miner. So I'm actually gonna go giant and fireball, but we might have to fireball cycle this guy out. Even though the poison would get there before, we're gonna try the best we can to do some damage and get over there. I'll drop a cannon on defense just in case. An ice golem, that giant should take out some of the barb, but I'll drop another fireball. Trying to even out the score with all the poisons he's showing. I'm going to fire spirit the miner because we're in trouble here. It's 147, 83 hit points down to 19. And it looks like that's going to be the match, guys. All he has to do is throw more poison, and he was able to lure away. So, that is not a solid battle for us, but Nick, why don't you tell him what I could have done better? Not only in picking, but just playing the battle there.
He was using Inferno a lot on your P.E.K.K.A, so maybe you should have saved the P.E.K.K.A until, use the giant first to lure out the Inferno Drag, and then use the P.E.K.K.A, since the P.E.K.K.A costs more.
Yeah, that's a good point. If you have two tanks, you want to make sure you're saving your more aggressive tank, or the one that you want to get to the tower, for after you've taken out the defenses, because all tanks target defenses except the P.E.K.K.A. So you want to make sure.
Giant skeleton.
Yeah, giant skeleton. I would count as a tank. But then again, it was in the picking here. I don't know if I should have taken that P.E.K.K.A. Then again, I couldn't really tell because he happened to have the infantry. So I'll take the giant skeleton and some arrows to have air defense, and I'll take the graveyard because he has the goblin barrel. I mean, he has the log, so taking the goblin barrel would be a 1 elixir trade for him every time. And I'm going to complement this giant skeleton with a wizard. I like the wizard more, even though the witch can spawn skeletons for a little more defensive, distracting point of view. I prefer the wizard. So he does not know my giant skeleton, so I think I'll start with a slow giant directly behind the tower. And that is good. I like to see that. There's a lava hound. He gave me the bats, so the bats are going to be a nice counter to the hound. But we'll see what he puts behind it. I'll drop a wizard behind this giant. That's good because there's the witch. I'll drop my bats on that lava hound. And I'm going to drop a graveyard, putting some real pressure on him now. The witch is doing work, but the grave is starting to build up, and you're going to get a fire spirit to the tower. I'm going to get ready to arrow over here. I'm going to get a value arrow out of this. Oh, I missed the goblin barrel. That's alright. I fired too early. We still have the lead in this battle, up by about 300 hit points. And let's see what we can do. I'm now gonna bring the giant skeleton into play. Now knowing his rotation, the giant skeleton is gonna be great for defending the witches and those knights, those things that have enough hit points to really get some value out of the death bomb. Another Lava Hound. I don't know what happened before, but defensive expo. Yeah, that's something to note. I'm gonna drop the graveyard, and it looks like this tower is gonna be going down. I'm gonna drop the bats on this Lava Hound again. He's gonna log away the wizard, but the graveyard should still get the job done. There they go. The bats will continue to work on those lava pups. He's gonna zap away the bats. A little too late though. And the lava pup should still need a little more help. So now we're in double elixir, and I'm gonna arrow away this goblin barrel and start a giant skeleton, because once we're in double elixir, we want the heavier tank there. I'm going to give a giant to take out this expo, and I'm going to use a wizard behind it just to make sure that it gets taken out. That giant skeleton should actually deal with the witch all by himself, but I'll just drop some bats anyway to see if I can take her out sooner and get that giant skeleton within range to tank the graveyard. I'll drop another giant skeleton, tanking for both towers. There we go. Look, the graveyard's starting to build up again. That giant's gonna go down. There's some skeletons on the tower. It looks like that's gonna be tower in the left lane, and it will not. I'm gonna arrow that dark goblin down to 24 health. I forgot 20-minute standard. For 6 seconds, that's gonna be the game. I'm just gonna cycle some defensive cards over here. See if I can get a shot from this wizard thing. And that's going to be the game. He's going to try and zap, but it's not going to be enough. There's our third win. Pretty happy about that. And, yeah, so we're going to keep pushing forward in the Bats Draft Challenge. And, see how far we can get. I will probably split this video up into 2, because I know you guys have lives and can't watch this for 45 minutes. But, for another gem spree, I think we could open a magical chest. 3 epics guaranteed, 22 rares. There's a chance of a legendary. We're going to go for 820 gems, 1100 gold, 7 minions, 31 goblin gangs, 48 goblins. Look at those, almost level 12. 9 musketeers. There's 14 mega minions. There's 4 epics, and look at that, guys.
That's the legendary.
That is the legendary symbol. That's what I like to see. 2 legendaries in one video. In one half of the video, actually.
Let's get a Night Witch.
Could it be? We're hoping for the Night Witch. Comment down below. Magical chest legendary. Spinning around. Night Witch! And we have all 70-something cards, guys. That is it. We have just unlocked the Night Witch. We have every single legendary. We have every card in the game.
And now you can use the meta Night Witch clone.
And now we can use the meta. I'm telling you, this is worse than the Executioner at first. This thing needs to be nerfed. Like, it's ridiculous. Honestly, I have to stop the video here before I break something. You guys don't understand how happy I am right now. So this is going to be it for the first half of the video. Comment down below, hashtag Magical Chest Night Witch, hashtag all the cards, whatever you guys want to say down below. Get your friends to say stuff too. Remember, as always, this was Warrsferret with another Clash Royale video. Remember to comment, like, subscribe, tell your friends about the channel, and I will see you all in the next episode with the Night Witch.
I am Nicki Minaj, I met them dudes up, back coops up and drop the youth up.